part of the process of becoming more comfortable with who you are. If you are who you really are, and I'm who I really am, then we can actually communicate. We can actually have fellowship. You know, I'm no longer judging you because of the different things that make you unique or even peculiar, but you're not doing that to me either. And so on a worldwide scale, I don't know, imagine that. I just want to be encouraging, and you get a chance to do that when people are drawn to you. And you know what? That's something I wasn't planning for or expecting. It wasn't even something that I had aimed to come to believe, but here I am, comfortable and making that kind of comfort for other people. I think that's a cool way to live my life.
The season always brings. Now's the time for friends and all good things. Walking together in the misty mountains, sharing all the beauty of the day.
Fred dived in again and swam toward the wreck once more.
You'll never make it!
The waves are too high. But he made it back to land.
I had to return to the ship.
He explained.
For my toddy, the chocolate drink that's just grand. Toddy does taste grand. At the snack bar or at your car. During intermission, enjoy a toddy, the delicious chocolate drink in a can. Ice cold or steaming hot, toddy hits the spot with everybody. See how much better that popcorn or those hot dogs taste with toddy.
Delicious.
Hi, we're the Calamity Janes.
And you're watching LSA TV.
So this next single is called Pullin' Weeds, and it was just inspired by a bad day when we were kind of ready to kick some negative Nancys out the door, and so we sat down and wrote this tune.
And this song is going to be our 5th radio single, and we're releasing it on the 5th anniversary of our very first show.
Yay!
Damn this world of judgment, stay out of my way. Dragging along this shovel, and I ain't having no bad days. I'm tired of seeing weeds show the life right out of me. Winter day is over, see the ocean through the trees. My garden's looking overgrown, my garden's looking crowded. Doing all this work alone, visions get clouded. I'm taking out the trash, keeping just what I need. Ooh, I'm pulling weeds. Ooh, I'm pulling weeds. Worn gloves and an old straw hat, dandelions can stay. No broken nails or sunburns stopping me today. I'm tired of seeing weeds show the life right out of me. Winter day is over, see the ocean through the trees. My garden's looking overgrown, my garden's looking crowded. Pulled out all these weeds alone, raked it out. taking out the trash, keeping just what I need. Ooh, I'm pulling weeds. Ooh, I'm pulling weeds. Ooh, I'm pulling weeds. Ooh, I'm pulling weeds. Damn this world of judgment. Stay out of my way. Take a plow, break new ground. Life's a garden, dig it. Ooh, I'm pulling weeds. Ooh, I'm pulling weeds.
Say when.
Let's see. Let's get Eric.
Come over here and do your dance. Old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. No, scared him off. There's one of two options there.
Alrighty.
Here we go. This is called Regrets. I keep staring down this highway. You'd still be here if I had it my way. Oh gosh, you know, I started writing songs in high school before I could even play guitar. It was just, I guess, one of those ways to express yourself. And we all grew up, or most of us grew up around here. You know, going to shows, and you know, a lot of people, you know, a lot of us had our first concert at Billy Bob's, and you know, I've seen, you know, from Willie Nelson to Robert Earl Keen and Pat Green, and so many artists take that stage. So it means a lot to get to be able to play there in front of our fans. I should have told you that my heart's always been yours. Mess that up. You guys are making me nervous or something. All right, we'll get it one more time, I promise. Let me see. Back in Burleson in the old days, it was one red light town. Seems like then, you know, it's so crazy to think of how much this town has changed and how much it's grown. It used to be the country, you know. It would be, you know, if you tell somebody you're from Burleson, it was like that was the sticks. I mean, you were from the middle of nowhere. So, all right, here we go. Sorry, this is called Regrets. Staring down this highway. I'm so attached to the area and Fort Worth and Burleson, and just, you know, I have a lot of family here, and you know, a lot of people in this scene, you know, wind up moving down to Austin and to Bronzeville in that area, and it's just something that never really felt right for us. You know, it was just there's just too much here, and you know, I just love the area so much. I'm just attached to it. And I don't think I'll ever end up leaving. And I know you're in his arms again. I should have begged you to stay. It's crazy when you get in that bus and drive, you know, 12, 15 hours and get to a town where they've never played your song on the radio ever. and have 1,500 kids show up and sing every word to every song is overwhelming.
Final days on the Casey Donahue bus.
Yo.
Taylor, this is all the change that Taylor found underneath his bunk. Ouch.
Yeah, we're a big PlayStation 3 group, so there's a couple PlayStation 3s in the front and the back. So a lot of that goes on, a lot of movie watching. It's actually quite surprisingly boring. Okay,
there's no life left in this place we call a home. The hottest part of waking up is no.
Especially being an independent artist it's a really tough road on your own. We didn't have anybody helping us. We never had anybody show us how to do anything. We all learned. We learned, on the fly, and so we've accomplished things that I never thought possible on our own. So I mean, my goals for the future are just to continue to try to grow as a songwriter, grow as a musician, and try to continue to take our music to new markets, and see how far we can take this. It's been pretty rewarding so far. I mean, to sell out Billy Bob's, and we played Texas Ranger games. We played the presidential inauguration. We've played Lone Star Park. We've sold out Green Hall. We've done a lot of things that I think are pretty cool. If it were to come crashing to a halt tomorrow, I would feel satisfied.
And now this room feels like a tomb on the dark side of the moon. And I know you're in his arms again. I wish I would have begged you to stay, but I just let you walk away.
It's one of those things that's always a little nerve-wracking. You're always scared how people are gonna react to it, and you're always gonna take some criticism from someone. There's critics out there all the time who don't like what you do, or never gonna like anything you do, no matter what it is. So it's you got to be thick-skinned, but you just kind of have to believe in what you're doing and trust yourself a little bit, and hope that the fans appreciate the effort.
It's the hardest lessons learned.
Ages, many men of mystery have appeared. Now, coming on this stage in person is the most amazing mystery man of all time, Houston, and the original Houston's Hallucinations, starring the girls with Hex Appeal, Joyce Harris, Kathy Bard, Sherry Winters, Cindy Curtis. Girls, girls, and more girls, dressed in the most daring designs Paris has to offer. And if you want mystery, witness the unbelievable Flight to Outer Space. See a girl without a middle, and the weird and unusual burning of a she-devil. See all this and more in Houston's Hallucinations, coming on this stage soon. Extra, extra, the first time on any American stage, see the talked-about girl in the topless swimsuit. It's sexational. March of time!
Show window of Adolf Hitler's Nazi Germany today is its capital city, Berlin. Here the casual visitor may be surprised by the air of prosperity, the well-dressed crowds, and by the abundance of rich food served in its cafes and terraces. Nowhere does the visitor see privation or hunger. Berlin's parks and playgrounds are filled with groups of plain, cheerful people who show no signs of dissatisfaction with the fascist dictatorship which controls their lives. No apparent resentment against a government whose campaign of suppression and regimentation has shocked the world's democracies. Only those who get behind the scenes know that this outward cheerfulness is the creation of Adolf Hitler's propaganda minister, Paul Joseph Goebbels. In the most concentrated propaganda campaign the world has ever known, Minister Goebbels has, in 5 years of Nazi rule, whipped 65 million people into a nation with one mind, one will, and one objective: expansion. Today, the Goebbels thunder is louder than ever before, for Germany is serving notice that all territory she lost in the World War must eventually be given back to her. First of all, the million square miles which once comprised her African empire. To fan the Nazi hatred of Russia, a Goebbels museum is filled with exhibits to show the horrors of communism. Though 6 years ago, 6 million Germans voted a communist ticket, every known radical, every known liberal, today is either in hiding, in prison, or dead. Still going on as pitilessly as it did 5 years ago is Goebbels' persecution of the Jews. Signposts at city limits bear the legends, "Jews not wanted, Jews keep out." Even in parks, if Jews are allowed at all, special yellow benches are set apart, labeled for Jews. And on the Christian churches, Goebbels' propaganda machine is today bearing down savagely. For these, almost alone, are still offering resistance to the new order. And the Nazi state tolerates no rival authority over its people. In regimenting German thought, all radio programs emanate from the Department of Propaganda. Every newspaper prints only what the state wants its people to read. And any letter in the German mails is subject to censorship. For in Nazi Germany, every instrument that forms thought, communicates ideas, must be used to glorify the Nazi super state and its demigod, Adolf Hitler. In the 5 years since Adolf Hitler took command over a people reduced to despair by World War defeat and its aftermath of unemployment and poverty, he has dinned into his people by constant repetition the conviction that they are a super race, headed for a great destiny, and has shaken them into new self-respect, new strength.
Das ist es, was ich von euch, meine deutschen Bauern, wieder verlangen muss.
It is from the ordinary German family that Adolf Hitler derives the immense power that he wields today. In millions of little homes, there is no longer unemployment and despair, for Adolf Hitler has given every man able to work a job, a newfound security. The average wage earner is paid but $10 a week, is told by the state what work he must do. By Nazi decree, he is denied the right to strike, or even ask his employer for a raise. Day and night, the roaring furnaces of the great Krupp munitions plant at Essen are fed by the self-denial of the German people. For Germany must import most of the iron ore it is forging into cannons and shells. And to pay for the raw materials of conquest, it must cut down dollar for dollar on the imports that might be going to feed its people. Into fabricating the implements and machines of war, rather than to the productive industries of peace, go the resources and money of the German nation. But a grateful worker forgets when he comes home at night how much he is paying for his security. His household is run by Propaganda Bureau decrees. It is patriotic to wear clothes as long as they will last. A half-pound of lard butter is the average weekly quota for the average home. It is patriotic to save every ounce of garbage to feed Nazi pigs. It is compulsory to contribute once a month to the Winterhelfer man, who collects relief money and food, which the family saved by serving a one-dish meal last Sunday.
Heil Hitler.
Heil Hitler.
In the markets, prices are government-controlled, kept high to benefit the farmer, who is essential in the Nazi program. The plan to make Germany self-sustaining. In repeated slogans, the farmer is told that he is the bulwark of the new nation. His farm becomes a unit in the Reich subsistence plan. He grows what he is told or loses his farm, and he must meet his fixed production quota. But although under this pressure, Germany has in 5 years come to produce 80% of all food it needs, it is evident today that if the state is ever to become 100% self-sustaining in foodstuffs, it must expand. And louder than ever from propaganda headquarters comes the cry that Germany must have more land to grow grain. As often as good Nazis read in their government-controlled papers that for the fatherland they must eat less beef and eggs, they hear in a propaganda department broadcast how much worse off other nations are. Special Nazi award for obedience is the privilege of joining low-cost excursions, subsidized by the state. Through them, every year, over 1 million Nazis, young and old, spend their holidays traveling through the fatherland, come back filled with pride of German history, steeped in Nazi culture, and properly thankful to their Führer. From the time the German child is old enough to understand anything, he ceases to be an individual and is taught that he was born to die for the fatherland. Scarcely out of kindergarten, the child must take the place allotted to him in the great Nazi scheme, and from then on, think and act as he is told. When at 14 the Nazi boy enters the Hitler Jugend, he receives his first uniform and his first rank in the German war machine. From enthusiastic young gliders, the Air Force will pick pilots for the bombers and pursuit ships of aerial warfare. Along with her brother, the Nazi girl is taken over by the state. Later, she must serve in the girls' compulsory labor service, do farm work and housework without pay. Then follows government schooling, how to conserve precious food and fuel, which a nation preparing for war dare not waste. Most important, how to care for the babies the Army expects her to bear. At 18, every young man must serve 6 months in the Arbeitsdienst, where hard work and exercise will build the body to Nazi standards. A laborer without pay, he works on the Reich's new conservation projects, flood control and soil erosion, and on the new military highways which the government is extending out toward every frontier. Because Hitler believes that too much education is dangerous, the young Nazi gets his only schooling after working hours, a daily lecture on Germany's need for expansion, and the triumph he will share when German armies march into the rich wheat fields of the Russian Ukraine. For Hitler's 2 million brown-shirted stormtroopers, the government provides food in abundance. These young volunteers are the Nazi militia, and proud is the youth who is selected for the black-shirted Schutzstaffel, Hitler's own guard. Thus, brought up in a group, trained in a group, the young German grows up to take his place in the most inclusive group of all, the Army of the Reich, in which every able-bodied man must serve actively for 1 full year, in the reserves for the rest of his life. Most famed piece of Nazi propaganda is the annual military display at Nuremberg, specially staged to show the world the force of German arms. In Berlin, the Nazi Propaganda Bureau is preparing the publicity, which next summer it is hoped will draw thousands of tourists to see the picturesque Germany of yesterday, to leave much-needed American dollars in the Nazi Germany of today. In New York City, loudest mouthpiece in this Nazi propaganda drive is the national chairman of the Hitler-inspired German-American Bund. He is Fritz Kuhn, former German machine gunner, now a naturalized American citizen, who claims to have enrolled 200,000 U.S. Germans under the swastika. At his meetings, Führer Kuhn preaches orthodox fascist doctrine.
Diesen Lügen und Verleumdungen, die die Presse tagtäglich in den Tageszeitungen bringt, Widerstand leisten kann.
Across the United States, Führer Kuhn has established 25 summer camps and drill grounds, where those German Americans who believe in Nazi teachings can imitate Hitler's mighty military machine. At New York meetings, designed to promote friendship and end the U.S. boycotts on German goods, uniformed Nazis parade.
Sieg Heil! Sieg Heil!
Their mere appearance doubles the picket line. When Führer Kuhn, with plans drawn for a New England Nazi encampment, purchases a site in Connecticut, he meets unexpected opposition in a community long proud of its tolerance.
We have no quarrel with what we term the older order of German people. But we do object, and we do protest against the insidious, treacherous activities of Nazi agents masquerading as American citizens.
Mr. Chairman, 2 of my great-great-grandfathers and 4 of my great-grandfathers fought for liberty. So did the other people of this town. I call upon all of you here to keep the Nazis out.
But the most discouraging blow to the Nazi campaign for U.S. sympathy comes from the retiring American ambassador to Germany, William E. Dodd.
Living in Europe these days is profoundly discouraging. Nazism and fascism are gaining ground everywhere. This is a world crisis, the greatest crisis for democracy since the first Napoleon.
Joined together by mutual self-interest, the 2 strong men of fascism view the results of their long struggle for dominance in Europe with unconcealed satisfaction. Behind these leaders lies an unbroken succession of fascist triumphs, military and political. The rearming of the Rhineland, the conquest of Ethiopia, the Saar Basin, the revolt in Spain, and the new Rome-Berlin-Tokyo alliance. Around them are other nations already inoculated with the fascist fever. But of the fascist nations in Europe today, Germany emerges as the supreme example. Democracy is destroyed. The dictator is a demigod who can do no wrong. Propaganda dominates the nation's mind. Nazi Germany faces her destiny with one of the great war machines in history. And the inevitable destiny of the great war machines of the past has been to destroy the peace of the world, its people, and the governments of their time. Time marches on.
Show starts in 6 minutes.
Well, my name's Hal Hansen, semi-retired. We're in Taylor, Texas, which is eastern Williamson County. Right now, I've got Flo and Zane. Flo is a mare. She's in her teens. She's body condition 1, which means she's well under 700 pounds. I've had her now for 8 weeks, She's gained approximately 100 pounds, but she still looks very thin. She needs to gain about 300, 350 more pounds. Zane is her colt. He's about 4 months old. They wander around on 9 acres, eat all the grass they can, and are very friendly. Today is the 8th week that we've had Flo and Zane. I took first day pictures, 4-week pictures, and today I will take my own. I will send those to other members of Bluebonnet so they can see the progress that we've made. Body condition 1 is all skin and bones. Their hip bone will protrude. They start gaining weight behind that hip bone first, and we can see that on Flo. And then along her backbone, she's starting to get filled out there, and then she's pretty nice belly. The satisfaction of fostering horses for Bluebonnet is watching them get adopted out to good homes. Personally, for me, if they're underweight, watching them put weight back on, getting a bond with that horse, it's a lot of fun. That's it for me. Bluebonnet's an excellent organization. It's very well run. They've got good people on the board, and I think if you fostered a horse for Bluebonnet, you'd never quit. It gets in your blood, and it's very satisfying. You truly get a bond. Adopting them out may be tough. The first one was kind of hard for me. I was sad. After that, I realized I got happy about it because they were going to a really good home where they were going to be used and ridden and served an actual purpose.
Show starts in 5 minutes.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Cool, that's awesome.
It makes no sense, the lyrics.
It talks about a princess. We're talking with totally different. But because they translated the songs because they can use American themes during the fascism.
Yeah, even Louis Armstrong wasn't Louis Armstrong was Luigi Bracciforte, which means Armstrong.
They translated everything.
Literally.
During from 22 to 45.
I come from Sicily, and you gotta know that Sicily got a long story about rockabilly, because in the early 80s, a lot of people, I don't know why, but they started dancing and listening to rockabilly, and all the other guys get involved in that scene, playing the music, dancing, going to the parties. After 30 years now, we are very few, but we are still alive. Me and Sandra were schoolmates. Yeah, we were both guys with long hair,
black, long hair,
skinny guys.
Nel 92.
It was 92.
92.
Ma se ne infischia di me.
That's right. And, well, we just thank you all for coming out here. You know, it's Super Bowl Sunday, and glad you're out here to hear some great music from some great friends of ours, the Don Diego Trio, all the way from Italy, for your listening and dancing pleasure.
Like the rain, I hate it like a Monday pain. I'm gonna buy a brand new gun to shot into your face. I'm gonna buy a brand new car to run away.
You switch off from your normal wife, and then you go
Normal
to
wife?
Normal wife, yeah.
Yeah,
What?
normal life.
Normal life.
I moved to South Italy 4 years ago. The best way to stop people by is have a live band, and the music they can stop people is rockabilly because it's for young people, it's for all people, it's for all kind of ages, and they just stop by and start to dance, move their feet, and it's pretty universal language.
I love that you like dancing on everything.
Yeah, on everything.
We played 2 days ago. We played in a ballroom, not far from New York, and we saw people dancing on stuff that I say it's impossible to dance on that. It's like train stuff, slow songs, very slow songs, mid-tempo songs,
Walzer song.
Waltz.
1, 2, 3. My window.
We gotta learn from you the respect of the music and the fact the music is a daily how can I say
daily dose of health.
yeah.
E l'opposto? And the opposite?
Cooking. No, probably the most important thing, the big fortune we have. I have to drive a couple of hours, and I go from Italy. I go to Switzerland in an hour and a half. I can go to France, and okay, we are very close, but everything changed in so many in a little space, you know, and in positive way, in a negative way. But you gotta see everything.
Even the way we play music is we're not proud of our music. Otherwise, we would play just Italian folk music. In this way, you can mix American traditional music to Italian traditional music and mix the things together. We play from Ray Price to Fred Buscaglione, and if you see something like that, it's a cultural mixture, and the final result is something bigger and better.
Now just 1 minute away from the beginning of our next feature. For your convenience, our refreshment stand will remain open after the feature begins, so you still have time to add to the fun of watching the movie. Before we begin our next feature, we'd like to remind you to replace your speaker before leaving the theater. If it is accidentally damaged, please notify someone at the refreshment stand. Again, thank you for coming out to the drive-in tonight. As you leave, please drive carefully and come back soon.
Everyone, we're back. I hope y'all came back.
It's a little darker now.
I'll roll over here with the painting. I'm Brad. That's Cameron.
He's my father. I'm his son.
I have my own camera tonight, so we have Corona Cam 2.
Corona Cam. Hold on. That's not me. There we go.
And, ooh, I'm very dark.
Yes. Yeah, I just realized we might need to get a light. We could put a... Oh, there's not an outlet. Oh, well.
Oh, it doesn't even matter. Y'all just came here to see us paint. I hope y'all are rejoining us. We've had a real fun time. I was able to paint the sunset in there. I have a couple more ideas about doing a few more things here in the sky, which I may do, but I'm more excited about maybe painting some of this stuff in. Cameron's got a picture of a bridge he can throw up.
Hold on.
And I'm going to paint that in.
Famous Dallas Bridge.
Let me look at that real close. Okay.
Arch. Some stringy bits.
Arch. And there's the Reunion Corona Tower going. So I've got to find my...
In the meantime, thank you guys for joining us. It's a little dark. If you're new... Actually, I still need to share it. But if you're new... This is part 2 of the Corona Canvas. Part 1 we just hung up at the the Tilt Gallery in Fort Worth over at Shipping and Receiving. That's his gallery. He's done the outside of that the whole time for the last few years. We actually have we filmed him taking that down, and as a refresher, I think we should show it.
Oh, yeah. That's kind of cool.
And then we strung up this canvas for part 2 of the Corona Canvas. So here is, where is it? Delivering the Canvas. Here we go. Alright, get back over here. Yeah.
Okay, y'all. We're done with Corona Canvas 1. We're taking it to the gallery. It's on canvas, so we're going to roll it up, take it downtown Fort Worth to Shipping and Receiving, and hopefully everything goes smooth. Restapling, we got all kinds of stuff happening. That's the scene.
Oh, you cut off so much of the museum.
There you go. Who's ready? So we're going to take him to the gallery now. Mike's here. We're ready to roll. Finally, I'm
Ready to roll.
Good.
Like we're rolling the canvas.
Rolling the canvas. Well, I mean, how strong is he?
It's Mike. So what's the methodology here?
The methodology is we find a way to get it in the back of the truck, and then we take it down to the gallery without losing it on the highway.
Did we forget about you? Charlie, you were supposed to catch that.
Okay, now we've got canvas, Corona Canvas 1 over here. And this is where we're going to paint some sky back in. So this goes down 40 feet. If you look, I've got another 40 feet. Go all the way around, show that whole... So Mike and I are ready. Whenever...
So order some prints.
Yeah, get us going, y'all. We're gonna get more canvas tomorrow and start Corona Canvas 2.
All right. We did it.
We started Corona Canvas 2.
Corona Canvas 2. Welcome to After Midnight, the sexy version of Corona Canvas.
Oh yeah, yes.
Nice and dark. We got mood lighting, and we got second camera.
Second camera. Welcome back. If y'all had some dinner, we sure did. We watched a fantastic documentary about Nazi Germany.
Hitler.
Nazi and Hitler. It was too much.
It was a newsreel from 1938 that I found while I was searching for old videos and commercials from drive-ins to throw up, and why not? Let's do a little history lesson while we're here.
It's weird to see that old footage. They really did shoot nice footage, but the propaganda,
Yeah, I mean, it was awful propaganda, but they, I'm sure there was some American propaganda in there as well, but it was trippy to see, because this was before they were talking about how they were killing all the people. So they were like, well, it's bad because they're putting the Jews in the parks on the yellow benches. So it's pretty bad.
Really
it's getting pretty rough over there for them Jews. And it's like, no, America, they're doing a lot worse than that. So
yeah, they didn't know at that time.
But they didn't know at the time, at least in America, or maybe they knew and they didn't want to tell Americans or something. I don't know, but it was interesting. And in the future, I'm going to be putting a lot more. Newsreel stuff. There's one last break about Al Capone, and so.
Well, it's public
cool.
domain, so if he finds it interesting, maybe y'all will. If you don't, tune back with us later, because we last over here till 10 or 10:30 in Central Time, and we're out in Burleson, Texas. I started this mural last night. If you saw me block it in, it's pretty long too.
Y'all, he had a fresh, clean shirt today. He bought one at the Wally World, and now look at it.
And it's got the right amount of color for one day. Anyway, so I've started this.
Amber, good to see you. Thanks for joining.
And I'm going to paint these little bubbles in this little house right now just because I feel like it. There's a bridge I'm going to paint. Cameron's got a picture of. Right in here that's over in Dallas.
Bridge!
That's real famous.
Famous bridge. Famous suspension bridge. Now, he does not have a... I'm using his iPad for a monitor for the GoPro. Or, I mean, the Corona Cam.
Yeah.
I am not the Corona Cam. This is the Corona Cam. So he can't use his iPad as a...
to look at it. Nobody prints photos anymore.
So if he comes over here and stares at you, that's why. He's staring at this bridge.
So it's kind of like this as far as I can tell, y'all. If it looks wrong, I apologize.
I mean, it's a big horseshoe. What can you do?
Yeah, it
big
is
white
Texas.
horseshoe.
It's really a cool suspension bridge. But I think some lines go off like this.
That's what the ladies say about me.
Oh,
Cam's a cool
Cameron.
suspension bridge. What is...
Yikes.
Yikes. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, but...
Ooh. Do not want to hear that from your son.
You are... Actually, I'm... The universe is lucky that I didn't take dating lessons from my father, that I 100% learned stuff from my mother.
What?
So...
Cameron.
Hey, if there's any of his old friends or relatives that want to tell me some history about...
No, man, you don't want to know any of that.
I think it'd be
I'm
funny.
old. Nobody wants to hear about an old man's past.
Nobody wants to hear about the 80s.
No.
The 70s even.
I don't even remember it. That's how long ago it was.
That's just
man.
because it was the 80s, not because you're old.
I was a spoiled, rotten idiot. I still do the character in my workout videos.
Yeah. I've seen the headband, which was made out of, like, a toe strap.
Hey man, I used to wear one of those playing tennis, which I don't know if anybody still does.
We played tennis twice, and then we got tired of it.
Oh, we played a lot, man. You
We
were
didn't.
good at
We
tennis,
played it like
yeah.
maybe
We went
4
over to the
times.
park all the time. What are you kidding
I
me?
went to the park, but we didn't play tennis that much.
He doesn't even remember.
I remember. You're the one that doesn't even remember your own dates on your paintings.
Well, that's because numbers are involved. And
Number-
I'm once I'm done with them, I'm moving on to the next one. I couldn't tell you if one of them was 30 years old or 15 years old. It's all the same to me. Honestly, who cares what the date is? They all look like I painted them yesterday because I can remember.
So right now, it doesn't so much look like a suspension bridge as much as a Stargate into heaven.
Oh, okay.
Because it's only got the wires on one side, and it looks like light streaks coming out of like a doorway.
How can we? Oh yeah, Space Aliens is
Yeah.
a National Enquirer story. But how can we?
Make it about Corona? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. See, he knows me so well, he can just read my mind.
Well, if you guys want to send us some references, Terry Clifford sent us some. If you want to send us some references about what you guys are doing, we can put you in the house. We already did that with, where is it? We already did that with a couple of weeks ago. This painting that we did live on the stream. And it worked out so well, including the viewers and the viewers' son. It worked out so well that we're gonna continue the bubble theme.
As we all know, we all live in a bubble. Let's quit denying it. And this only proves my theory about bubbles.
They're
And there's
round.
nothing wrong with that, man.
Is it
As
the-
long as you live in a good, healthy bubble. And
What's
if
your
you're
theory
not,
about
it
bubbles?
doesn't bump into my bubble, and then we're good.
No
right?
cross bubble
No
contamination.
Everybody's learning that lesson now, I believe.
No, I don't know. They just opened the states up. I don't think anybody's learning.
Might
any
have
of
been
it.
a premature move. I don't know.
It's looking pretty good. I've never gotten a chance to go on that bridge.
I know, me either.
Well, I always go 67 to go to Dallas, and this is on apparently not the country bridge.
No, this takes you out that way.
No?
This is exactly where it's from.
Well, then how are,
1, 2,
have neither
3,
of us
4,
gone?
5,
I don't think
6,
you know what
7,
you're talking about. Uh-oh, math is involved. He's counting. Uh-oh. Whoa, 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 whoa! Careful!
Almost lost my balance there.
Jeez.
You got, they have engineers.
This is what
for
the Corona
for a
cam is for,
reason.
that's for sure.
Whoa, yo, that was rough. Okay.
If you guys want to
Almost
support
there.
our show, please visit us at Thread Tats. Grab a cool shirt. Grab this shirt eventually that he's wearing.
Yes.
It'll be covered in paint from this mural. There's several others already on there. There's cool hats. They're all good working shirts. You can also order a print by sending me an email at camjsfilms.com. If you want one that is not listed on the website. If you want one that's listed on the website, please go to bradsmithart.com. There's tons of prints available there. Or, finally, you can give us a tip at paypal.me/CameronJSmith. That's me. Help us keep the show going so we can add more production value. We're only at week 8 here, so we haven't really been doing it that long. It feels like we have because we do like 7-hour streams each week. But, I mean, we're enjoying it.
Yeah,
we would be doing this anyway, so...
Everybody actually works at least 7 hours a week, right?
I would hope so.
I mean, I'm going to crank this thing out. I don't think y'all realize it. But now that we have the second camera and the GoPro, I can just turn it on midweek. Y'all see how fast I can crank this one out. Because I'm now that I've hung that other one and they're letting us out in public, I cannot wait to get this canvas down there and attach it to that other one.
He actually got a gig over in Oklahoma just last week. that he will
Yes.
be doing this week. Hopefully Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
No, I gotta be back by Wednesday, so I'm gonna film from there on Wednesday.
He has not organized it, so he's saying that, but it might be later. But he will be
No.
doing the
No.
he will be doing a remote episode of Corona Canvas. Not even on an episode of Corona Canvas, obviously, because
Maybe a special report.
it'll be its own thing. But stay tuned, its own special Brad Smith from On Top of the Water Tower. All Along the Watchtower is what it'll be called.
All along the water tower.
Water Tower, yeah.
And so that'll be fun, y'all.
Him
We're
and Mike.
getting back to work, and I think this might work out fun with these live streams. Like, I do sometimes travel all over, do the coolest jobs. If y'all want to keep checking with us, y'all can kind of
Kelly Anderson, thanks for joining.
go around and hello, Kelly Anderson. But it'd be kind of cool if y'all joined us if we were like in San Francisco or something. And I think with the streaming, we can do it from anywhere.
Did you know San Francisco also has a famous suspension bridge?
Yes.
How'd you know that? Because you're a normal person?
Did they send you that?
What? No.
Oh, you're just making. Is this comedy?
No, not really.
John Wick didn't find it funny.
So, if anybody was not paying attention earlier, last night I showed him John Wick, which seems to have been a mistake.
It really wasn't. That was a good flick, though. That dude is one bad mofo.
Well, he won't stop talking about it. Or doing
Well, I mean,
his Brad John
I
Wick
watch
impression.
one movie a week, so it's hard to quit talking about it. And some of them have been horrible.
We've stopped the two horrible movies. We didn't make 20 minutes into the two horrible movies that we were watching, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. They really stuck with me, my man. Anyway, so I'm painting this big bridge in Dallas, and I think it's already looking good. I'm sorry to keep patting myself on the back, but I'm trying to build
You
my
do that all day long.
confidence up here so I can keep it going. Got to keep this stream rolling, y'all. If I could crank up some Jimi Hendrix, I would.
No, we get in trouble for playing music. Eventually, we'll what is
Training treats for your dogs over here.
eventually I should try and find where the loud one is. Eventually we'll be able to have musicians over here and actually play songs for us and for you guys
Yeah.
mostly. But I'm gonna go see if I can't find the dog. Brad, take over.
Which dog?
The big one.
Oh, okay. Well, so this is the suspension bridge. I've got the background shadow color because the sun's coming in from here. I've actually got this shadow color already in there wet, so I can pull this line, which is the sun casting on top of that, if you remember the picture of this. And that looks cool. Just like Bob Ross would tell you to put on the top of the trees. Where's the sun coming in? I've had people suggest I get an afro, but I think I'll be perming my hair anytime soon. Let's see how cool that is. And then that sun comes right around there. Forms the perfect highlight. It forms the shape of just a beautiful sculpture that is also functioning as a suspension bridge. I think that looks close enough. I think people will get the idea.
Not to worry, she was under the porch.
Of course, that's where
chasing
the cats
some
live.
cats. Alright, well, the reason I wanted to bring her, is so I can show you all her tricks. Not really tricks, but her skills. This is her tiny little treat. Phoebe!
It's a training treat.
Phoebe, stay down. Stay. Wait. Maybe I can lay this down. Ready? Whoop. Oh, she missed it.
Oh,
Wah, 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 wah. Alright, well, if you're gonna keep missing it, then this bit isn't even working.
way to practice on your live stream.
It's her that. Phoebe, why do you have blue paint on your nose?
She's jumping around like a mad woman.
I think it's because of you, not because of her.
Okay, I'm starting to like this, you guys.
Why did I turn that off? This is what I wanted.
I feel like we're going places with this one. Somebody
stop me.
Stop me, please. No, somebody is. I'm feeling the vibe.
Oh, yo, Little Richard died today.
Oh my God.
I think everybody was actually
man.
quite surprised he was still alive.
That's
but
rude to say.
It's true.
It's rude still.
I mean, not really. I mean, it sucks that he died, but
yeah, it's horrible. He's a rock and roll hero.
legend even.
Man, that's too bad.
It's a bummer. He was a legend. A friend of mine brought up that the reason he even knew who he was back when he was a kid, or his first introduction to him was on the Brave Little Toaster, and me too.
Oh, really?
Yep. Thanks. I don't even know if that was. I think that was Fox. I don't think that was Disney.
What is a Brave Little Toaster?
It was an animated movie from the 80s, and about a brave little toaster that went on an adventure with its other talking appliance friends. And they made 2 of them. The first one, they're listening to the radio, and they're doing Tutti Frutti. And that's how I found out who Little Richard was.
Man, Little Richard was huge.
Yeah, man.
Even in the 70s and stuff, he was something
He was a
else.
huge proponent for plastic surgery, that's for sure.
Oh, did he have a lot of plastic surgery?
Did you see his face? Of course he did.
I haven't seen him in a long time.
That's why everyone thought he was dead.
Oh, really?
Or that assumed that he had just died at some point.
That's
Because
kind of sad.
nobody had heard from him in who knows how long. But yeah, he was 87 or something, so...
Well, you know, Jerry Lee Lewis is still out there.
Yeah, somehow.
I like old Jerry Lee, though. He's always been a nice guy. Not nice necessarily.
Not really nice. Legend, for sure.
Yeah, but no, he's fun. He was always a fun guy. We got
Jerry
to hang
Lee's
out with him a
84.
bunch of times. Huh?
Jerry Lee's 84.
He is?
Yeah.
He is some kind of survivor.
That's crazy.
Y'all. It's insane.
I would have thought for sure he'd be older than that.
I don't know. He's full of life, though. I'll tell you that.
Just shows you how young these people were when they were changing music.
He used to come to Billy Bob's quite a bit, and Robert Gallagher. We'd be hanging out with him backstage, and it was just always a great thing for my father-in-law. Mr. Bob Ray used to love going to hang out with Jerry Lee Lewis, who he loved when he was a teenager and stuff. So it was so much of a fun thing to be able to get him to hang out with Jerry Lee. The rest of his life, he talked about Jerry Lee to his friends. When I'd show up to take him to lunch, he's like, "Oh yeah, there's Brad, old Brad. He's a guy that introduced me to old Jerry Lee." You know, like Barney Fife or something. That was just such a great thing to have happen for him. Just kind of fun. Jerry Lee's an American icon. There's
Absolutely.
just like Little Richard. I mean, come on, man. When you meet these people, you're like,
In
dude,
the
there's so many
in the
things I
bio
want to talk
of
to you about.
or the obituary of Little Richard, it was like Little Richard, the guy who inspired Elvis, and blah blah. You know, it's
Yeah.
crazy to think that there's people that were alive until, you know, just now that were
Yeah, I
before
wonder
all
who
these other people.
Inspired who? He or Liberace? Were they like
Buddy Guy's still alive.
Buddy Guy's also?
Wait, is he still alive? I think. Did
Yeah,
he?
Buddy Guy's still alive.
Yeah, he
Heck
is.
yeah.
Yeah, he has a blues club that he.
I'm sure he does. But he's a great player. But you know, hey man, they're all getting older. All our heroes
Yeah.
are.
Born in 1936.
Wow. But those guys started
He's
when they were
83.
teenagers, though.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm
You know,
saying.
so
We have a lot of catching up to.
yeah. I don't know who likes this thing, but I think it's looking pretty good. I'm gonna put a little highlight on there.
Laura Miller Strandlund.
Laura Miller, how are you doing? One of my wife's great friends.
I apologize for making that name sound incredibly German. We just got done watching a newsreel film from 1938, so I'm in that mindset.
Hey, I think she might have just gotten back from Germany. She
Yeah, well,
travels
that's
the
cool.
world
That's
with
all right
me.
then.
She's intercontinental. Her and her husband are some pretty important people. And I think she
trying to
might
fix
be
my
a
light.
writer.
Really?
Something cool like that, yeah. She was one of your mom's high school friends. Happy Mother's Day.
To everyone, your mom's here. Your sister's here.
Oh, happy Mother's Day, y'all. How
I mean, they've been
fantastic
here.
is this, y'all? We're kind of hanging out here pre-Mother's Day with my mom in the room.
There we go.
Y'all, Aaron, why don't you Skype in so everybody can say hi to y'all? I mean, come on. Who should Skype in more than my mom?
Erin's profile picture is a beautiful picture of her wearing a Brad Smith Art merch shirt.
Which was mine and her grandpa's shirt. He gave
Mhm.
me his old Dickies welding work shirt, and I painted in it for years. And now Erin wears it around on her selfie.
Yep, on
However that
her
works.
selfie.
So it's living on. Old shirts of Dickies. One of my former clients, or could be recent clients,
New
right
client.
here in Fort Worth. Come on, let's make
Bring
some
it out.
t-shirts.
Do you want the bridge painted on one of your advertising campaigns? Because he's good at
The
it.
Corona canvas. No, I really anticipated them buying all these shirts and putting them out under the Dickies label, but it hasn't happened
I
yet.
feel
We're
like
gonna see.
if they're making work shirts, they probably don't want to make it look like
It's
people.
already work.
It's already worked in.
I don't know. I'm still working on it, you know. I'm from the time when you would just call people like I do and pitch them your idea. If you get the right guy on the phone, you wouldn't believe how much work, how many times I've survived because I had an idea about something and I just try to get the owner of whatever business it is or the top dog on the phone.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, there's still a lot of old people out there that do it that way. It's just not for much longer.
Yeah, yo, I don't know, man. I think it's gonna go back that. I know everybody likes all these emails and all, and it's so much more efficient, and it's like a document there that's provable in court if you sent it and all this stuff. So I get why business likes it, but I still like talking to people on the phone. I've called so many people, you just can't even believe how many people.
But how are you supposed to harass them and have a paper trail over the phone? Hmm?
Well, you can't. But
That's why the old farts like the phone.
well, no, but it's just
For
cooler,
harassment.
man. You can feel people's emotions.
No,
on
that's
there,
true.
You know,
That's very true.
you're like, oh, did I cross the line here? Let me back up a little bit. And
As soon as, well, there's ways to tell an email. As soon as they start saying things like "as per my request."
oh, I
Or-
haven't experienced that. Is that
well,
what the
you've only
slogan
sent
is?
21 emails, so.
So have you heard that one? Ken?
Oh yeah, there's. I mean, I haven't, but maybe a couple of times. But
What does that basically mean? You didn't do what I asked?
yeah, it's
Oh.
it's like professional talk for you. Shut up and listen to me now.
Is it the new? We're going in a different direction.
Yeah.
Okay. I have
Exactly
heard
that.
twice. But I might have insulted the client.
We're going in a different direction.
We're
going with some
It took me a
different
lot of years to realize you're not really supposed to tell the owner of the company what you really think about his ideas. Because he's usually used to having everybody agree with all of his ideas. Well, nobody warned me you're not supposed to tell the owner of these companies.
I don't know. I feel like business sense would tell you that.
No, man, they brought me in there. They want my honest opinion. What am I supposed to... And we're brainstorming, and dude keeps going back to lame ideas that were, from another gone by era. It'd be like you talking to somebody about Mannix, the detective show, or Columbo. You know what I'm saying, dude?
I do. They're bringing Columbo back. Did you? Oh wait,
what?
Wasn't that Columbo? No, what was that? Perry Mason.
Perry Mason. Now that'd be like me talking to you about Perry Mason.
Perry Mason's
Anyway.
cool, and they're bringing it back. So whatever.
Well, but sometimes your
Bringing
client
it back
doesn't
with
want it to look
Radiohead
like
even.
Perry Mason.
Yeah.
So sometimes they tell you we're going in a different direction. And it's happened, I guess, about 2 times to me. I learned to keep my mouth shut after that. It only took twice. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Over 40 years. That's not too shabby, y'all. All right, now, anybody that's interested in painting at home, I've got a secret technique that really mostly
Why you keep walking around?
I'm looking for.
The pacing used to make my mom nervous, and it's making me nervous.
I'm looking for.
It's like he's plotting something.
Some white paint.
You're looking for a bomb, maybe?
No.
Trying to get rid of me?
Just watched a Nazi movie. So the pacing is.
It's marching.
very
He's
rigid.
thinking of marching.
Marching, yes.
Lower your left hand.
Okay.
Or your right hand. Lower that down.
I think this is looking good, y'all. No, but what I'm going to do here is add some water to my white so that I can paint
Stop
a really...
moving around. I have to keep changing the camera around. It's making the audience sick. Sick, I tells you.
An action movie, it's like John Wick.
Here comes the John Wick again.
No, I can't. I got to focus. I can't do John Wick while I'm trying to paint
You can't
it.
do John Wick, period.
Oh. John. I can't do John Wick, period. Do you know that actor? What's his name? Keanu. is so stiff.
Well, yeah, that's kind of his thing. That's his
What?
acting
How
style. That's like saying
that's lack of
that's like
style.
saying you know that Brad Smith. He's
What?
so retro.
What? I mean, come on.
His paintings are so colorful. Ugh.
Ugh.
Everyone knows nowadays you go for monochrome. Ugh.
No, man, that dude, come on. Somebody give him a job doing something exciting. Let's see him try to do some comedy.
I mean,
I wanna
there's a
see
lot of
his
funny
workout
moments
video.
in John Wick, and it was pretty exciting. You can't say John Wick wasn't exciting.
Oh, I loved the movie. Don't let my joking about it in his bad. He was perfect for that character. I just don't know why you wouldn't make him more interesting, like Indiana Jones or something.
He's pretty interesting. He's just not as charismatic as Indy.
No, man, he killed a bunch of people over his dog missing. Are you kidding? Or they
yeah.
killed his dog. Okay, I blew this. I was trying to keep that secret, but if anybody
It's
like
not.
me-
That's the setup of the movie. That's not a spoiler.
Oh, okay. So these guys kill this guy's dog, so he kills 30 or 40.
It's also
of their
like a
men.
6-year-old movie, so.
It's outrageous. But it was great, beautifully lit, fantastically shot, so I'm totally down with it.
Lionsgate, if you're out there, thank you for doing the.
Yeah, that was so awesome.
Doing the month or the weekly thing for a month. It was really, really cool. Maybe we'll do another one.
Even though they also showed the old movie clips, but they made a new version of it, and I really like the older ones better. I
Kay
know-
Ray says Piano, I think she means Keanu, did do a. here's the sequence of events that just happened. She says Piano did do a movie that was a comedy with Jack Nicholson and Diane Keaton. Loans, not piano. Something tells me she's trying to say Keanu, not piano or loans.
It's okay.
It happens. It's autocorrect. You're on your phone.
It's almost dark.
Keanu is a weird name, you know.
Yeah, day drinking is fine. Who
It
cares?
was
We're
called
under-
Something's Gotta Give.
Well, a couple more days of pandemic for people, so they have an excuse to drink during the day.
This weekend, the CBS Sunday night movie is Forrest Gump with a commercial every
Nice.
3 minutes. That's where we watched Raiders the other night, last week,
Yeah, that
last
was
Sunday.
cool, man.
And man, the commercial interruptions were annoying.
That ruined it.
And also, one thing that was really cool about the way the Lionsgate were doing it, they had like a little pre-show and factoids and an intermission and all this like really cool, fun stuff. CBS Sunday Night Movies is not doing any of that. It's not building it up as an event. It's not building it up as like a, I don't know. There's no countdown. I love that countdown, obviously. They did do like the retro CBS Sunday Night Movie logo from the 80s, but that was about it. Other than that, it was Remember on Mad Men, whenever the commercials would be like old-timey, the old Coca-Cola commercials,
Yeah.
or they would have that kind of Don Draper vibe?
Oh, yeah.
The commercials themselves were themed. How cool would it be if they did that?
Nobody wants that anymore. Have you seen car commercials? Most people's car commercials now, not family Toyotas, those are cool. But most car commercials are so horrible. I don't know why they don't go back to the old school commercials.
Amy, where'd you go?
Okay, am I blocking the camera? Somebody should have told me.
It's a wide shot.
Okay, y'all can see what I'm doing. I'm putting these cables in there. I'm only just...
Mel Young, thank you for watching.
Who?
Someone named Mel Young.
Mel, that's Carol's husband.
Oh, that's
Vision.
Mel.
Mel
Okay, I always
Vision.
assumed they just watched together. Karen is watching on Facebook. Thank you, Karen.
Karen, she's still with us all. Great to see Karen. She didn't have to work on Saturday, which is almost unbelievable. I hope she didn't come down with anything. Because working in the public is kind of scary nowadays. I actually ventured out in the public a couple of times and it was frightening. But it was also cool and it's interesting. So, I don't know what
So what was
John Wick would think of it.
what was your experience going out into the world?
Mine?
Or not what, but how? I mean,
Well-
I had taken you a couple of times into town, but you didn't like run errands or anything. You've actually gone out and run errands a couple of times.
Well, after I got used to people thinking I was female again, and realized I shouldn't cut my own hair, I got over that, and then realized this is a whole new world, and nobody can see me smiling at them to know that everything's going to be okay. You know how you do that when you're like in public, and you're like, "Oh, excuse me, yes sir, okay, no sir."
You're just smiling at everyone. You're walking around with a big grin on your
How
face.
you doing? Yeah, fresh bread. How's that? Oh, it's great. Oh, yeah, nice, huh? You smell those rolls? Oh, yeah. How about those fresh chips? You know, nobody's doing that. They're like, do you mind?
So you're saying you just
Or I
walk
think
around
that's
with a big smile on your face and talk to strangers about food?
No, but if you're in the store, you're like, oh, excuse me. And you say it with a smile, it's like, oh, you're just an idiot that runs into people. Or, no, man, you can stay here and look at the lemons as long as you want. I don't have anything else to do. I've got a live broadcast happening in about
We live in the
15
country.
minutes.
There's not much else to do than look at
but no.
lemons at the store, I
No,
guess.
you guys just go ahead. I'm trying to wait 6 feet. You guys take your time. I'm standing here. I have nothing else to do. I'm glad you're painting your kid's room. Now, could you guys decide on a color? Because I got stuff to do.
It was even worse whenever, I mean, it was good and bad whenever they were only allowing like 150 people in a grocery store at a time. It was nice because there weren't many people and you didn't possibly bump into them or burst their bubble with your bubble. There was no
Yeah.
cross bubbling.
No cross bubbling.
No
That's
bubble
what we're looking
bumping.
for.
But at the same time, you felt kind of rushed because you're like, well, the quicker I get out, the sooner someone else can come in. Which I guess in the long run is probably pretty decent. But Jeanne James is watching. Thank you,
Hey,
Jeanne.
speaking of working, she works at a grocery store. Get her on the line, see what she thinks.
Jeanne, if you want to come in, we can ask you some questions. You
This
can be our
Jean,
guest.
She used to work at City
Oh.
Market when I painted the murals
Jean.
at City Market. You know Jean?
That's how you see.
Her
It's
daughter,
spelled.
I
It's
painted
spelled
a-
all pretty, so I didn't know how to. I didn't know.
Oh, she's awesome. I've known Jean.
We'd
so
love to
long.
talk about how, like, that perspective is, how the essential workers that haven't ever been able to, haven't been allowed to relax.
She worked at City Market when it was Branson's.
I love Bransom's. Everyone still calls it Bransom's.
I know, but the old school Burleson people know what the real deal is there. Hey, who likes these lines I'm putting in here?
It's
Anybody?
pretty good.
Is it looking good?
It's looking real good.
Aren't y'all glad that I went ahead and made the background darker? I mean, that really shows these lines. So you gotta have a little forethought. And this is, I'm not putting this stick flat on it. I'm holding it off about 1/2 of an inch so that the brush doesn't kind of flatten out. I'm gonna put some dark shadows on the back side to make it look even cooler.
Ooh, I have an idea that might be kind of cool.
Let me hear.
Don't know how it will work, but hold on.
Is it Corona related?
It's this mural related.
Okay.
Hold on.
Hold on, people. Hold on to your hat. He's moving the camera.
Alright, you're gonna have to be careful. I don't know if that is within your wheelhouse. Oh wait, I have a better way to do this.
I have a wheelhouse that's available.
Hold on. This won't be. This will just be a temporary thing because it's kind of cool. But
we're gonna see if this works, y'all.
There we go. This is not as compelling of a shot as I was hoping.
Well, just try it a little bit and see
I
what
already
happens.
am.
Oh yeah, well you gotta see it. They gotta see what I'm painting.
I know that's the problem. You're blocking it, but I thought it would be cool if the angle. See if it was here, you can see. But there's no. What are you doing?
What about
That's
this?
ruining the shot.
I know, but what about this right here so they can see what I'm doing?
Well, the point was to get you dipping your brush into the paint and then seeing the thing, but you just ruined that.
Oh, I'm sorry, my boy. I was trying to get what I was painting on.
I know. I was trying to get that in the background,
man.
but
My bad.
no, that's a cool angle. That's actually a really cool angle.
I'm sorry for thinking I might have some visual sense myself.
You don't, though.
I'm
Spencer,
sorry.
good to see you, Spencer. Thanks for joining us.
Now, one thing. Hey, my brother Spencer. Now, Spencer will Skype in and talk to us because Spencer is a scientist, a legit NASA scientist.
Spencer, your interview, actually, your last interview just went up on the page, on the YouTube page. Go check that out.
One perk
if
about
you want to watch yourself.
being an artist is you get to meet a lot of different people. And due to the Bluebonnet Equine Humane Society, we were able to meet Jennifer and Spencer Williams, and my wife partnered up with them, and they started a horse rescue that is now the #1 horse rescue in the state of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And Cameron did a lot of films for him when he was a
Dan
young
Moriarty,
lad.
good to see him.
Dan Moriarty, New Orleans checking in. How you doing, my brother? Now, next week, he should have already done it, but we're going to post Dan's thing. Remember that, Cameron?
Mm-hmm.
Dan Moriarty's a friend of mine from high school, and he's a writer and great person and dad and everything, and he did a John Prine's tribute that was incredible.
Dan, do one about Little Richard.
Yeah, man, come on. I don't want to make you the tribute guy. But
The obituary guy.
You did a great job, man. But Dan had been able to hang out with John Prine and knew his music so well and had seen him so many times. He spoke with authority about it. It was a beautiful thing, man. So anybody that loves an artist or has something deeply, asked several of my friends, man, if there's something you want to talk about, we have a pretty good audience of people that are smart and want to talk about cool stuff. And we're all hanging out here in the art studio. I hope y'all are enjoying your evening. Cameron and I sure are. This is the dream job when you get to come up here, do what you want to do in life, and people are entertained by it. I don't know why.
Now, the audience is wondering.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Amanda, good to see you. Thanks for watching.
Our actress Amanda?
Yep.
Artist, photographer, the Amanda?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she played this monster in Cameron's last movie. Also, show that, Cameron.
I'm not going to show that. It's not child friendly. Actually, there's not really that much in it that wouldn't be, but
yeah.
There's a couple of curse words.
But I do.
Push!
Oh.
I'm really sorry.
Well, you screwed it up. They can't see what you're doing.
I am so sorry, you guys.
You don't need to talk to it. It's already...
So sorry about that, you guys. That was my bad. Somebody should never hand me a camera on my
I didn't.
ladder.
You actually took it from me.
I'm sorry. Is it working yet?
No.
You better reset it. I'm sorry, you guys. I broke the second camera. This is horrible. This is Cameron's worst nightmare. I guess. My bad. I'm so sorry, you guys. This did not go the way I wanted it to. Is everything okay? This is the worst thing that could have happened. One of the worst things.
Amanda says, hey, you guys, painting looks great.
Oh, thank you, Amanda.
Not that you can see it.
Hopefully you'll be able to see the second camera shortly. Because, I really did a number on it.
Mm-hmm.
I did not spill the paint, though. I got focused on the paint, and the top thing was more slick than what I'm used to, I guess.
No, it's just you had forgotten there was a camera of $400 cameras on top of it.
I'm sorry.
Even though you placed it there.
I'm sorry, you guys. I have drastic attention deficit disorder.
My question
Or
was...
I would not have become an artist.
I don't have that.
This is how it works.
My question, however, was, what are you using as like a straight edge there?
This is a piece of trim molding off of one of my paintings.
Hold on, they can't see it because you dropped the camera.
Trim molding off of one of my paintings.
Yep.
It's got a super sweet...
It's nothing crazy, not some sort of artsy-fartsy...
No, nothing from the art supply store, that is for sure.
And expensive.
No.
It's for sure and would be expensive. They'd
Because-
sell you a straight stick. Oh, that's not good.
Anyway, no need... Is it broken?
It's possible.
I'm taking it back. I think we bought the warranty. It's a GoPro. Isn't a GoPro supposed to be like surfer proof and like rock climbing? Come on, y'all. Somebody pitch my case for a reasonable return here.
Alright.
I'm sorry, you guys. I feel terrible because that's Cameron's big thing. The camera stuff.
Well, for some reason the Wi-Fi is not working.
Oh, y'all, oh, don't tell me that. I am so sorry. Y'all saw how quickly that happened. That was bad. My bad. I apologize, y'all. That was bad. I'm not supposed to touch the cameras. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
You can't say I'm not supposed to touch the cameras and then can touch it and then break my stuff.
That's a computer. Technically, it's not a camera. But,
Okay, I'm gonna get out of the picture while I try and do this.
back to the Hitler film. Dan, how'd you like that Hitler footage? That was some crazy propaganda, wasn't it? Cameron and I are going to be doing election coverage. Election canvas is what it's called. So he's just probably thinking, I'm going to give people a lesson about propaganda. That's what I got out of it. Probably true. Anyway, so I'm putting these lines in here. I'm going to paint the house. I'm not sure who's going to be in the house. I think the Cliffords might go in there. Dan, if you want to send me some pictures of New Orleans in your family, I could put you in there too. I don't know who's got dibs on this first house, but I would like to focus in on a nice, happy family.
Okay, Ray, it's a possibility.
Oh, we're not talking about what I did, are we?
She says, Cameron, maybe you need to start drinking.
Oh, no. It'll be alright. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm the worst with equipment. This is why they don't let me touch their computer. I'm sorry. What can I do to help here?
Don't touch anything.
Is there anything I can do to fix this? See, now I'm nervous. I'm making mistakes, even though there supposedly are no mistakes in painting. I just made one. So that means I gotta change brushes. As soon as you make a mistake, that means you got the wrong brush in your hand. Is everything working over here? You want me to work on it?
No. Please step away.
I really apologize. That's just embarrassing. Oh man, I really did a number on his equipment there. Anyway, you know, sometimes getting overly focused on your painting isn't good. Break equipment. Anyway, Dave Denzel, I hope you and Frank had a good day. He called in from the golf course, watching on the golf course. How cool is that? I mean, that's 1,000 miles from here, and he's watching me paint. That's cool. Old high school buddy, who also came to visit and watch me paint here at the studio.
Once this Corona thing is over, that is a luxury we'll be able to afford again. Not that we afforded, but we'll be able to have again. People can come visit.
Yeah, no kidding.
What I mean by that is we didn't pay for Dave to come down here. That's not what I meant by afford.
No, oh, I see what you're saying. No, but seriously, I even thought about having a tour once we open. Y'all can come to the studio and stuff, you know, like having somebody, I don't know how that works, but in case y'all ever want to come to the studio, that might be kind of fun. There's a really cool RV place real close. What's it called?
Funtown.
No.
I don't know.
The one right up the street. The Yogi
Jelly
Bear,
Bean or something.
The Yogi Bear.
Alright.
I don't know, but they have these cool log cabins people come and stay in. Dave Denzel stayed over there.
I don't know why they are log cabins and they're right next to the highway, but I mean, people seem to like them.
Country life.
Jellystone.
Jellystone, that is such a cool place. I'm not even kidding y'all. They've got water slides. Once that opens in the summer, it is so cool. And that's about a mile from here. That's our adjoining property, basically.
You are definitely blocking everything that you're doing here.
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all.
It's unavoidable with this angle,
I have
though.
to be exactly here because this. You want to hold that really close to me?
No.
So they can see this in your hand, so they can see this line.
I don't want
work
to put
here.
any equipment near you.
This line work with this brand new brush I pulled out is fantastic. Why was I wasting time with that fish mouth brush? I don't know. It's unexplainable. It was like I was a rank amateur and haven't been doing this my whole life.
Let's see.
Anyway, yeah, that is at least since I was 15. One time I found myself suspended from high school.
How tall was it?
Huh?
How tall was the high school you were suspended from?
3 stories, but no, I had a little 10-day vacation there at the end of the school year for some stupid stuff that occurred. And it turns out at the same time, a local church asked me to do a mural in their basement for a big show they were doing. So I was like, everybody was mad at me. I was an idiot. And then the church calls and offers me my first gig. And I took that 10 days to start a career. Because I spent 10 days in there and my friends came over and helped me with it. And this was in McHenry, Illinois.
McKinney?
McHenry. And they used to have these big shows where there was a fundraiser at the church. And they just gave me carte blanche to reproduce a bunch of Disney murals. And to me, that was nothing. Because when I was a kid, I could draw everything Disney. So, that's how I got started. And then everybody went to town and saw that. So the next thing I know, I'm getting calls from every restaurant, every record store, every head shop, or record store head shop, wanting a mural of whatever their thing was. And I was in business from that point on. I never had to get a real job. So I learned how to silk screen and started a t-shirt business, which all
How did you drop my camera off the top of that and not your little paint tray that's delicately balanced on the rung of your ladder not flip off and onto your face?
Well, I'm used to the paint tray. I wasn't used to the camera and the paint tray, so it added a new element. It's a darker dimension that you'd have to just experience from this.
It's the darkest timeline.
Yeah, the darkest timeline from here is a situation where
Anybody out there that is a fan of Community, which should be all of you, I started watching him and he finally got to the part where they're talking about the darkest timeline.
and that is cool. The Community, the old funny series, if y'all get a chance to watch it, it is funny. If you can follow comedy, it is funny. John Wick is nowhere in Community.
No, I don't think he is. I don't think he shows up. There are a lot of celebrity cameos, but
Yeah, it is a cool series. So this is all Cameron and I do all day, and then we'll watch an episode of that for 30 minutes while we eat lunch. And then he's like, "Hey, did you see that where they refer to Gilbert and Sullivan musicals?" And I'll be like, "Yeah." And he'll be like, "Let's make a movie about that, but let's turn it into science fiction." And you could wear a huge mask and run down the hill. And what do you think?
how many cartwheels do you think you could do?
Do you think you could jump off the top of the barn and grab this umbrella, pretend it's going to float you down, and then when you crash
How
to the
good is
ground,
your Mary Poppins impression?
I want you to look right at the camera, and could you just say, "No, that's how it happened," something like that. It's going to be for a film fest. I think it might turn into something. Come on, Fosh. What else are you doing? I mean,
Then he's like, yeah, you're not wrong. I'm not doing anything else.
does my GoPro work now?
Yeah.
All right, y'all. I didn't break anything.
I mean,
Now
you
I
did,
can rock and roll, baby.
I just had to reset the entire system twice.
I know how that is. Sometimes I don't even know what that means, but it just sounds funny.
So, y'all, it doesn't look like we're going to get this section done by tonight, but...
Whose schedule are we on? Does it matter? Y'all come
But
back
we
and-
will have, I mean, you know, we do this thing in stages, you know?
Come on
Each
over.
episode is a different stage.
Come on over tomorrow and see what it looks like. I'm going to do a Mother's Day special tomorrow in honor of my mom, and I'm going to talk my sister to live streaming my mom.
That would be
tomorrow.
That would be so
Let's
cool.
do it. You want to talk about funny? My mom might even open up into stories about when my dad was. When I was a kid, my dad owned a topless bar.
That's where
Let's
I
get
was
my
going
mom
with
talking
it.
about it. My mom was a costume designer for my dad's topless bar. Let's get into it. Let's get after it.
One of the commercials.
So we openly talk about how crazy that was.
One of the commercials, one of my favorite commercials that I found while doing research for the little intermission that I showed during the dinner break. It was Houston, the magician, whatever, someone trying to be Houdini, but then they were like, the first time on an American stage, the scandalous topless, like, what was it, topless bikini or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is hilarious.
Yeah.
So scandalous. And I'm pretty sure that was not the first time in stage a woman had gone topless on stage, but it was maybe the first time they were mass
It was probably the
advertising
first
it.
time they were allowed to advertise it.
Maybe. It was part of a magic act. It wasn't. It
Yeah.
wasn't pornography if it's for magic.
Hey, does anybody have any ideas about how this bridge relates to Corona Canvas or Corona generally, or are we all just forgetting the existence of Corona, and we're all just like moving forward without considering it. Is that what's happening here?
Maybe it's a
I'm
giant.
Not getting any vibes
Maybe
from
it's a
anybody.
giant. Like you drive through it and it disinfects you somehow.
Oh yeah, like they could put hoses on there.
Right.
I like it.
But you're not. The driving part is behind the house, but
Yeah, how
you can
am I
at least
gonna
show the hoses or something.
No, that's too literal anyway. Let's just leave it looking pretty. What do y'all think?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes just pretty is good enough. I can stick globs of Corona on there.
Yeah, what's King doing? Is he in this painting?
Oh, maybe he should be at the top here, spraying the Corona.
Mm-hmm.
That is a good idea.
Maybe he's like Godzilla, traipsing through the town.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like a Godzilla character. Now you're onto something, Cameron.
I always am.
Let's let my mom decide tomorrow on our Mother's Day special. John Wick and Ann Sailors coming to you live Mother's Day.
Brad and Cam eating all the Mother's Day chocolate.
Mother's Day. Mother's Day. Mother's Day.
You can't just keep saying. You can't just keep saying the same thing until you find a joke.
I was waiting for the joke was Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. You ever heard that?
But
they used to have racetrack on Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. A hot rod event. The Great American Classic Hot Rod on display for you to watch.
the first time my Aunt Kay came out, he got stuck on trying to come up with a joke on the word fridge. So he just said fridge about 20 times over and over. And fridge, but refrigerator, a fridge. Fridge. Was it a fridge? Is it a refrigerator? Fridge. We're like,
There's
no,
nothing
come
funny
on.
about fridge.
We know.
I tried everything in my brain to remember something that would make fridge funny, and it just didn't work.
It's cold.
So, y'all, I'm learning. I thought I was invincible until I came up against fridge.
He thought he was a comedic genius, and then he encountered the word refrigerator.
That was week one before I could come up with Johnny Carson routines and stuff. So, Cameron doesn't want to do another stand-up.
Now we're into the evolution of his humor of Brad John Wick. That's how far evolved we are.
Well, that's just the only movie I saw this week, so somebody give me something to watch, for God's sakes. I can't watch Lucy.
All the
and
way
Ricky
from
anymore.
fridge to Brad John Wick.
I love The Big Lebowski, but how many times do I need to watch it?
You haven't seen it since the 90s, probably.
I know, but no, I see it all the time. Are you kidding me? Every time it's on one of these stations, I watch it.
What are you talking about? Your television is only ever tuned to CNN.
No, it isn't. I watch all that stuff. I barely watch. I like CBS.
Well, because you
more
fall
than
asleep.
anything.
Well, either way, it's tuned to news because you fall asleep to it.
Yeah, that shit knocked me right out. I was watching those conferences with the Dr. Fauci and the president for a long time, but man, I just couldn't make it through it, y'all. I'm sorry. Those things, it's like an attack on the media. We work with the media and work on the media, and Cameron's in the media, and artists are journalists. I don't understand why y'all don't trust. I know there's the Inquirer and the Fox, and then blows it up and acts like the sky is falling every minute. They're trying to get some viewers. I get that. But man, we gotta get all together on the same info, y'all. This fake news, I keep getting people sending me videos.
Pandemic!
Videos that are like, y'all, watch this before they take it down. And I watch it and it's the most uncredible stuff. You're like, man.
It's the same people that say use the word sheeple a lot.
Can you actually do you not know what propaganda is?
It's the pot calling the kettle black.
I mean, I don't get it, y'all. Come on, we weren't. Did y'all know about propaganda, right?
Maybe that would actually be kind of an interesting thing to show. I bet I could find some really, really good cheesy propaganda.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
you probably could. That would be funny. Some people don't realize that half the stuff you see on Facebook.
Have you
is
ever seen
propaganda.
Reefer Madness? Come on.
Well, yeah, but that's the extreme.
No, I know,
Oh,
but
yeah,
we had
maybe
that.
you're
That's my
right,
point.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, maybe that's it.
That was a thing that happened.
And now look at where we're at. Everybody actually knows it's not as dangerous as other things. Oxycontin.
Uh-oh, the cat's here to kick us out. The Corona
Oh,
cat.
The Corona cat. She just wants some loving, Cam.
I know. Hold on.
She's very lonely.
Come here, Corona.
All the dogs keep her out of here all day.
How many babies
She
do you
probably
think
wants some food. Why don't you go put some food in her dish?
How many babies do you think are going to be born named Corona?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's the new baby boomers. It's the Corona boom.
Look at there.
Everybody's kind of bored, y'all. You should have felt the excitement in the air here in Texas this week when they started opening up salons and everybody could get a haircut. It was crazy.
Alright, I'm going to go get her some food.
Everybody I talked to was excited. Our phone was ringing about new orders. It's like, y'all still working? I'm like, yeah. Yeah.
You're like, okay.
Booking jobs. It's like, yeah. Let's get after it. I don't know.
No cat food.
Huh? Oh, it's in the back of the car, Cam. I'm sorry. Remember when I went to town, I got a whole big bag of it?
Get out of there. Thank you. I'll be right back.
Can anybody get off on this what I'm doing here? This is so
Don't
cool.
raise
I'm
it
loving
like that.
putting the highlight on here and some of this in here.
Baby, stop.
This is like, oh man. These are so much more fun than just a daytime picture because you can put so many colors in there, and who really knows what a sunset has to be? You know, it can be anything. Let's just get lost in it. That's the cool part about it. I haven't broken anything in a few minutes, so I'm feeling a lot better. But let me put a few more lines in there. I think that's what we're gonna need, y'all. Okay. Seriously, thanks for joining us. Cameron and I are having a blast. We were so busy this week and excited about moving on to the next canvas. You just can't even believe how hard it is to find canvas. We don't know what happened to all of it, but we've got this one. It's in 12 separate pieces. It's going to look like one here in a minute. Well, now that I see the picture of the painting, it makes me think that looks like that bridge is coming out of the roof. There, that's weird. That's not what I was hoping for, but oh well. My airplane up there looks good, even though it's missing the wing. And here in just a second, I'm gonna start working on this house because that's gonna be cool. Anybody that wants to send me pictures of their family or somebody to put in that house, I'm willing to do it. I'm gonna go back in here just a little bit and put some more white. Don't tell Cameron I'm moving the camera over to here, you guys. He'll never know. Okay. So I'm gonna put a little bit more white in here.
There we go.
Okay, and I'm not at all afraid of my own son.
You're not afraid of me?
No. Oh.
Why would I'm not trying to be threatening to you?
No. I just don't want to disappoint him by breaking his equipment. We all say that pouty face. Thanks for feeding the cats, my man.
Mm-hmm. Well, they were complaining.
I'm putting the last bit of white sunlight coming back in here because I'm glad to be done with it. It's trickling off the bottom of these.
Arwen just ordered a small print.
Arwen, you are awesome. Why'd you say small?
because that's the size that she ordered.
Oh, listen. We did, by the way, see the size, and they are cool with this paper that we selected.
Very nice paper.
You guys, y'all order those up because she's getting either number 3 or 4. I don't know. Did she actually?
She's the one. Yeah, she's
she
the
got
one
number
3.
3.
No, number 2.
Number 2. Oh, how cool is that?
Our stream is slowing down for some reason. I guess a lot of people are getting online right now, so I apologize if it's buffering poorly. But if you guys want to order a print, please send me a message or send me an email at camjsfilms@gmail.com for a new print of where is it? Of this painting right there. It's pretty cool. We painted that one live. Otherwise, you can.
Sorry.
Otherwise, you can order a print on the bradsmithart.com page. You can also support us by giving us a tip at paypal.me/CameronJSmith. I also have Cash App, but whatever's easier.
And if you guys notice, thanks for doing that, Cam. He's trying to keep the bills paid. At least enough to buy paint and canvas. This is really, and equipment. If I keep breaking the equipment, we're going to have to buy more of that. But if you can notice, I'm putting highlight underneath the clouds because the sun is setting. So the sun is coming here and the darkness of the cloud is on the top. I'm also going to trickle some orange in there. Now that's the bridge, so don't need that.
When you get to a point, I can show you priming and getting the undercoat of this sky ready.
Just a second, Cam, and we'll get there and do that.
Because it'd be cool to see a before and after.
Yeah.
Once all the colors in the sky like this.
Cameron loves making films, so he gets inspired when we get this new equipment. So I don't know what's going to end up happening. He can film anything. So if y'all have any suggestions, somebody's already suggested we do a spoof on grumpier old men. So
then we have to watch that movie though.
Yeah, that's true. I don't even know who was in that, but
I don't know.
What y'all? We're open to anything. I'm gonna paint. Just keep painting murals every week. This is what I do anyway. Be up on the water tower on Monday, rocking along.
But he keeps saying that. He has not scheduled it officially.
Yes.
It's not official until money exchanges hands.
Oh, that is not how I feel about it. But
well, that's how the world works.
I know, but I've got a verbal agreement with my client.
I mean, he's a dependable client, and he definitely, if he says he wants to do it, but we don't know until it happens.
I know, you're smart. He's his mama's boy.
So that might not be on Monday. It's tentatively scheduled for Monday and Tuesday, and he'll be back on Wednesday. But I'll show Mike how to operate the GoPro and the app and get that streaming and going and stuff. That'll be pretty cool.
Okay, now somebody right here is going into this room.
Send us your reference photos.
If there's somebody out there with...
Oh, you know what? We did get a few of them last time. Remember my friend Haley?
That's
they
right.
did those prom pictures. It could be like one of those at-home proms that people have had to do.
I think she was looking at the camera, though.
Well, I mean, that's true, but it's like a prom photo. Like I said, they're having to have at-home proms.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, I see what you're saying. Okay, I was trying to focus on what I was doing. I apologize.
Because that's something that a lot of people are doing right now is graduating at home and having proms at home.
That's a great idea. Let's do somebody like that in there for sure.
So send us your reference photos. What are you guys doing? We got Terry Clifford with some kids outside doing some chalk, doing some bike riding. That's great, but we need some interior stuff. What are you doing in the house? Especially if you have a nice white wall like this.
Yeah, no, those are going to be doors. That's cool. That's obvious, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's going to be carpet, or maybe I'll put a wooden tile floor kind of thing.
Everyone loves a nice wood floor.
Yeah, that's kind of trending, isn't it?
Wood floors are not trendy.
No, trendy.
They're not trending. They're just nice.
Okay, that's what I'm going for then.
The only time they've been popular or not been popular was in like the 50s and 60s and 70s when they replaced it with like gross carpet.
They killed my dog on a wooden floor. I'll get revenge. John Wick.
Yeah, I don't think he says his
Brad
name
John
that
Wick.
often.
Everybody else does, though. They're like...
They say his name, but he doesn't.
Well, I know, but I'm the only one talking, so
That's
I'm
true.
not going to do an impersonation without just saying his name.
If you guys want to help us come up with the plot of the Brad John Wick, let us know. We're gonna be. The elements are something is stolen, a dog is insulted, probably.
Has anybody seen that movie?
Who does? Then he goes on an adventure, beating guys up. He meets weird people. Everyone's afraid of him. And
Which actually does happen in my real life.
Yeah, it happens all the time. Sir doesn't leave the house.
No, I live quite a boring life.
He has to beat up his horses sometimes, but...
No. I'm going to start going back to the neighborhood, go check in on doggy digs. There's a lot happening. I'm missing
We were
all
just
kinds
down
of
there.
stuff there.
It was nice to see.
I know, but I didn't get a chance to stop and see Candace. I don't even know if Candace is watching. She's giving up hope on us ever coming back to the neighborhood.
She's watched pretty much every episode.
But I do know that her business is back open, so, you know, as much as I want to say, y'all quit opening and stay safe, it is kind of fun to see my people who were really suffering in this business environment without being open, that they are back open. I'm sorry, I'm just saying it. They allowed it. You know, they didn't break the law. That one chick about breaking the law wasn't too good.
Well, and also haircuts are different than a lot of businesses because it's physical contact. The business is physical contact, and that's really...
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That's
Yeah,
really
that
dangerous.
makes sense too. But like doggy digs, you know, people go to work. What are they supposed to do with their dog?
Yeah, I mean, especially if the people are...
essential.
Especially if businesses are opening back up again, they need something to do with their dog.
Yeah.
Their animal, their tiny dog.
It makes sense.
And so they kind of have to be open, but you drop it off, there's no contact.
Yeah, how cool is that? So they're right in the near south side.
They could have
of
actually
downtown
stayed
Fort
open
Worth.
the whole time, but they weren't allowed to.
Yeah. So we really like to support people. Shipping and Receiving, our favorite bar we partner with the art world. We gotta get them back open, y'all. Where are the band's supposed to play their music where people can see them? They gotta get some response. I don't know.
I mean,
what's gonna happen.
you know, keep watching our show.
Keep
But
watching our show. We'll have the bands over here, y'all.
what's kind of fun about Arwen placing the order for the small print of the bubble painting is that her son is the one with the Cash App, which is how she paid for it, and it was the son that's in the painting.
That's awesome.
Sam.
Jamming out with Sam.
Yeah.
Jam with Sam.
It's a Sam jam.
So I'm painting in the doors. Y'all can see I've got a whole bedroom thing going here. Where this white will be, I'll paint in the scenes.
Why'd you decide to get rid of the window in the middle of the door?
Well, because they wouldn't have that on a bedroom door.
I know.
That was on a front door.
I know, but it was nice looking.
I know. But I had to change that up. That was not working for me. But I do need to go ahead and know I've got door colors going. Paint the front door maybe this color, so all the doors have the same color. That's kind of cool when that happens. So I've got a door right here. I don't know if it's on camera or not, but
it is.
Okay.
It's not. The stream is lagging again.
Oh.
It goes back and forth.
I
And this is not the
apologize,
aggregator. It seems like, knock on wood, we've solved the aggregation problem and the
Yes.
cutting us off. It's just, unless you were watching on YouTube, YouTube cut us off because our internet speed was too low. But what are you gonna do? But it wasn't the problem that we were having so often before, luckily. So it seems like we've figured that out. We've figured out how to work with the GoPro. So we're ready. We're rocking.
To the concrete floor. How about that?
Yep.
That
11,
was pretty
10
good.
feet to the concrete floor.
Now, I don't know if anybody has any questions about what I'm doing. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to paint it. People behind the wall.
Sherry, good to see you.
I was wondering where Sherry was. What's happening, Sherry? She's probably wearing her Brad Smith art
Oh, you know what I
t-shirt.
just realized? We haven't actually looked at last week's painting. Because it's not finished, but there it is
last
over
week's
there.
Painting. That's right. Sherry did like that.
Sherry really liked that one. It's pretty cool. There's a lot going on, but he'll post some pictures of it.
Yeah. Once I heard about this new canvas, I forgot about last week's painting. I apologize.
He threw it out the window.
No. I love last week's painting. As soon as I get done with this, maybe we'll focus on it and see what happened. Do you have a picture of it, Cam?
No, we haven't. You haven't finished it, so I haven't taken
Okay,
any
I gotta
pictures.
finish that thing. But we've got new marketing guys coming in, and they have some great ideas. So there is no telling. We can now come up with my stuff on products. I can't even announce it yet. It's gonna be so cool. You guys are gonna freak.
You announce a lot of things that you're not allowed to announce. So
I know, but still, this is gonna be so cool, you guys. It's like freedom for me because I get to just be me and design all kinds of stuff right here in Burleson, Texas, and ship it around the country or around the world if things open up.
Sherry, this is the new giant canvas.
Yeah.
She said, "What's going on with the new giant canvas?" This is part 2 of the Corona canvas.
We had to go buy remnants from canvas places and find some old stuff upstairs, Sherry. Okay.
Oh, here, I can show the thing.
Yeah, show that. Have you not shown that?
I mean, I have, but not in hours.
Okay, show that. That's kind of cool.
So this is, he had to kind of Frankenstein all the, well, tell what's going on with canvas.
Okay, y'all. We don't know why. Even the canvas places don't know why, but all the cotton duck got bought up. So we don't know if there's trucking problems, but nobody can seem to get any canvas from anywhere. So nobody had cotton duck. I just buy it from tent and awning places because it's so much cheaper, you guys. You buy from an art supplier and they are going to charge you triple retail because they think you're an idiot or they're just taking advantage of people.
They're a
you know?
hobbyist.
They're a hobbyist. Nothing against art suppliers. I know they got to make their money too, but just go find a canvas supplier who has a giant roll of it, and we're going to find one that's going to be real good to us and kind of make them our sponsor, and then y'all can buy it from them.
But right now, it just doesn't exist.
No, there's not any out there. They're probably making gloves.
So he had to find. He went all around Fort Worth and found little scraps that they would give him.
Yeah.
And bam, 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 pieced it all together.
Yeah.
And so he put it up on the wall, and this will be part 2 of the little ones that we were doing, the little square ones. Those were kind of little offshoots.
All related to the virus, though.
All related. They're still Corona canvases.
We're going to milk this cow until it
cries home, till we have to sell it.
Yeah, until it goes to market.
So,
What
but
we call
here
it.
is the him priming the thing. We don't know what's going on with the canvas. There's no telling.
But I did knock this thing out last night. I was so excited to get that canvas on the wall. I'm like, I gotta go for it.
You can't really tell here because there's so much going on. But when he has it up as he's priming it, you can see how pieced together it all is.
And this is before I watched John Wick.
I don't know what that has to do with anything. John Wick. Wait, why is it so small?
on John Wick.
Hold on.
Where's John Wick? Brad John Wick. There we go. Okay, watch this. It's a little slower at the beginning. There's the music on
I'm just over here giving my dog some treats. Sit. And catch. Oh, she dropped
they
it.
got too small of treats.
Yeah, they're too small. They're for his dogs. That's okay.
So my bad, my bad. What I'm going to do
there it
is painting the bridge behind me. And that film made me tired watching it, honestly. First thing I'd like to do is sorry about all the John Wick impersonations. I'm working on an impersonation of John Wick for a Brad Wick film Cameron's doing.
Brad John Wick.
If anybody has seen that movie before, give me some feedback this week.
For some reason, he thinks it's this weird indie movie that nobody's seen.
Secondly, I wanted to apologize about the apparent man breasts that I'm sporting. I bought a new kind of shirt. It's a new fabric, and apparently I need a man's ear. I don't know if
Lisa Strahan, good timing.
oh, my insurance lady, y'all. Lisa, sorry about that payment. My boobs popped out, and
that's where he
I
keeps
haven't
all
been
of his
able
money.
to call my insurance agent. No, I'm kidding.
He keeps all of his money in his bra. And it popped out.
It is loaded here, y'all. I'm sorry if this is too sexual, but
Sherry says she loves John Wick.
Oh, thank you, Sherry. Keanu's not much of an actor.
The budget was 20 to 30 million, and it made $86 million. $300 million worldwide.
300 million.
John Wick Chapter 3 made $326 million in the United States. It tripled the original box office.
Tripled.
It's a big movie.
Maybe I'd look more like him if I didn't have the glasses on.
Where's your charcoal face?
Okay, Cameron wanted me to put charcoal.
I didn't want you to. It was your idea. I'd rather you not.
No, I'm not going to. I was just saying, I gotta get back to work.
What, is that what you were saying? With the piece of charcoal in your hand?
No, I wasn't going to draw the beard on my face to make even more comedy. That would just be ridiculous. I wish he'd quit coming up with these stupid ideas to make me look...
Shelby Reed, would
Shelby,
you stop telling him to... what is it?
I think there's something about projecting involved in this.
Projecting on me, gaslighting me.
Gaslighting you. Hey, I learned it from the Prez. Oh, I'm sorry, Shelby likes the Prez. I apologize, Shelby. I'm not supposed to joke about the president on my show.
K-Ray's seen all of the John Wicks. He saw the first one last night.
Really?
And I need to show him the rest of them.
Speaking of K-Ray, K-Ray, I'm here to announce right now that I have thought of a joke for refrigerator.
Are you gonna hit us with it, or?
Oh, is it you ready? Hey, Ma, y'all get them ham sandwiches out of the fridge.
How is that a joke?
Just the accent.
That's not a joke. That's just a funny noise you're making.
Hey, y'all.
You might as well be saying "Hullabaloo."
Yo,
you get it? It's joke.
Get me some of them ham sandwiches out of the fridge.
Saying it again doesn't make it a joke.
I was trying to get away from the John Wick thing. I apologize, you guys. I get punch drunk. I got so excited about, that video y'all just watched? This is long before I realized I had man boobs. But I got so excited last night by painting that I could not sleep. So I may be a little punch drunk tonight. I apologize. Mom, you recognize this, and I apologize about that. Sorry to be punch drunk on mothers.
K-Ray says, where's the joke?
Oh, man.
K gets it.
Come on, y'all. Get me something out of the refrigerator. Can't y'all ever find something funny about a refrigerator? There's got to be something funny about a refrigerator.
She says, you said that day.
Did I do the accent?
That's probably because that's the only way you can turn it into a joke somehow.
Okay. Alright, I'll think of something else. Back to John Wick.
Stick to painting.
Okay, let me go back to painting. What am I thinking, you guys?
What is this tube that's going from the bubble to the front door?
This is going to be the staircase.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and show y'all how this staircase situation
He
works.
says, still no joke.
Huh?
Still no joke in there. This is gonna be the staircase right here.
Hey,
See,
Daddy.
that's not a joke. Just because it's an accent doesn't mean it's a joke.
This is the staircase to my refrigerator. That's kind of a joke.
How?
I bet everybody
What's
was
the
laughing.
joke?
They're laughing.
That's not a joke.
That's a joke.
I don't think that's a joke.
Hey, Ma, you heard of Stairway to Heaven? This is Stairway to my refrigerator.
Okay, you're getting more in joke territory now.
Okay, I knew there'd be one in there somewhere.
Lisa Straight.
I've been working on refrigerator jokes for 5 weeks now. Thank God I
Lisa
got
says,
this new
"Okay,
canvas."
stop."
Oh,
You're
okay.
correct, Lisa. Please rein in my father.
Thank you. Oh, you guys. All right, let me try to find my.
He's not been sleeping very much, y'all.
Well, you know, I have this work spot over here.
The John Wick got him all excited.
And I can come over and work if I want to, like 16 hours a day, which is what I do most days. So I enjoy my space over here, okay? It's Mother's Day. My mom's watching. She knows me.
We don't know if she's still watching. Aaron's watching.
Aaron, get Aaron on there. Let's talk about her life experience today. They had a rough
Shelby's
day.
watching. She's a newish mother.
Oh, how new?
Oh.
Sure, baby's 3.
Yeah.
You didn't even remember that, and I did. How convenient.
I don't remember these things. I've only met the kid a couple of times.
And she's a sweetheart, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we don't have a whole lot left of Corona Canvas episode 8, but we do thank y'all for joining. If you want to order a print of anything on here or some merch, go to the Brad Smith art page. Where is it? Right here. Buy a print of any of his stuff at bradsmithart.com.
Yeah. Y'all fixing to see this stuff crank up. You're not going to believe it. Some of that stuff's not going to be on sale anymore because once the new prints come out, we're just going to sell the new ones. I think that's what they were saying.
Yeah.
So everything really is a limited edition kind of thing.
If you want to pre-order anything that you see here, send an email over to me. Where is it? If you want to pre-order something, send me an email here. If you want to order a shirt or a hat with the Brad Smith logo and help support us that way, check out our merch at threadtats.com/BradSmithArt. All of these links are in the description below, so please check that out. Help us keep our show going because, you know, we like to do the show even if it gives me a migraine by the end of the night. And
Hey, no equipment was broken.
No equipment was broken permanently. So please help us keep this show on the road or on the wall.
Now listen, I'm putting a challenge out to Banksy about my John Wick film.
Banksy, if you want to be in our
John Wick film.
Nobody knows what he or she looks like.
Exactly. So I want to make an announcement here that next week we'll have our guest Banksy.
Yep.
The artist Banksy will join us. And
you can't prove us wrong that it's not him.
And we're going to talk about painting rats in your wife's bathroom and how you got away with that. Because the only thing I could do in the bathroom was some Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer stuff. How'd you manage that? And he's giving away some art to some hospitals. We may even give some of this to some hospitals if anybody wants to be reminded of Corona.
While they're sitting in the bed.
While they're in the hospital. That's a bad idea.
No,
I'm sorry,
give them
I'm
something
just
else.
Brainstorming
Definitely
here.
give them something else.
What would John Wick do here? We'll figure it out this
he'd
week
shoot
because Banksy's
everybody.
coming. I was thinking about making Banksy. Anybody who doesn't know Banksy, he's the international artist of mystery.
Anonymous artist.
And he's a mural artist just like me.
Anonymous street artist.
And we go out and put ladders up against buildings and paint. And he's done it in a cool way because it's not about him. Most artists, a lot of artists, this has happened since Warhol. It's all about them. But his work is about everything else. Everybody else.
That's why he's anonymous. That's the point.
That's the point. Yeah, it's not about him. Art just all became about sharks in formaldehyde hanging in the middle of an art gallery because nobody had ever done that. And this one artist put everything in formaldehyde. And isn't that cool? And they're like, oh, that's so blowing me away. It's the best thing. It's the hottest thing ever. Let's move it around. And that became the thing. Everything's about the genius of the artist. I think we're coming to a time now where, like, enough with the cape-wearing genius. Let's
make some actual art.
Let's make something and let's talk about something, man. Art can be narrative. I like putting all this story in here. When y'all come and see this in the gallery at Shipping and Receiving, man, you're not going to believe how big it is. You can walk into it, literally. In selfies, oh, y'all in front of this house on a selfie, that's going to be cool. What time is it, Cameron? I need
Sam,
to
you're going to be able to take a selfie in front of your own portrait.
Yeah, exactly. So those stairs are coming along.
He asked what time it is because he's getting tired.
No, I'm not. I'm cool. I'm just wanting to know how fast I need to start painting.
It's 9:30 now, so
Okay.
last week we ended at 10, and it seems like you're pretty tired, so we might do that
Ask
again.
everybody what they're feeling, and I'll keep painting. I got plenty to do here. I'm not doing anything. I can keep painting for 5 more hours, y'all. I did mostly John Wick impressions tonight, so I'm good to go. But it is a big Saturday night, and I hope everybody's safe. I haven't dropped many things. I haven't lost many things tonight, so I'd say we're on a roll over here. And tomorrow's Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Alright, that looks like cool little shapes in there. Tomorrow I might throw down a little bit in there. I need to come up with, right now, a color for that house. I don't have a lot of yellow left, but I think a yellowish tone for that house. No, yeah, maybe it would be yellow. Yeah.
I mean, you got the blue sky there.
Yeah, it would be yellow. There's
There's a lot of yellow.
It's gonna look yellow anyway, though, isn't it?
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know.
How about tan? Let's make this into a tan. Let's do that.
It's a lot of yellow.
That's a lot of yellow. Okay, but the sun is yellow, and it's gonna be reflecting off the front of the building anyway. So let's face it, there's gonna be a lot of yellow showing up. For whoever's painting at home, yellow is just such a beautiful color to look at. It's something about our senses. If a dude wears a yellow shirt, he does frequently get called a female, which happened to me twice today.
At Chick-fil-A. Both
But,
times.
because I wore a tie-dye yellow shirt, which coincidentally was my wife's shirt, so it makes sense. But, anyway, let me finish this real quick. I'm going to go with the yellow. What do y'all think? This might be too much yellow. Let's see. I don't know, you guys. I don't know here. Is that too much yellow? This is how you do it, though. You just put it on there. And since there are no mistakes, according to Brad Ellis, the famous abstract artist who was our guest, and we will be posting his interview next week.
Mm-hmm.
If Cameron would get off the video games. No.
I literally post a new video every day to the...
I'm kidding. I mean, what's the point of having a roommate if you can't kid? How's everybody like the yellow? I'm kind of digging it myself.
What, Phoebe? Why are you crying?
Okay, you guys. I'm kind of digging this yellow, honestly. I might actually put a grandma in the attic looking out. If y'all got a grandma at home, or Carol, come on, I'll put you up here in the attic.
Carol, I'm sure you'd appreciate
Come on,
that,
you
right?
and Mel can be in the attic in this house. Come on, send me a picture. But you're not looking straight at the camera. You're kind of looking out this way, okay? You're looking out the window like, what is going on up here or out there? We haven't been out in months. Although I bet they've been out. Those are some social folks. Church-going folks. Anyway, I'm liking this yellow myself. I think it looks good. I might step back and have a whole different idea. But this will lead me down a path, and if I don't like it, I can always just add some white over the top.
Sherry says she likes the yellow.
Oh, okay, Sherry.
Yeah, it's pretty
Now,
good
Sherry
looking.
has excellent taste. She, again, is an Eastern Hills from Fort Worth graduate. Was one of my wife's favorite people. And now that we got to know her a little bit over the last year or so, our favorite people. Pretty awesome. We try to keep memory of my wife Randy and Cameron alive through her friends who loved her so much, and her family, who are now we're all just moving forward. That was weird. After she passed away, we got thrown into this pandemic quarantine thing. It might have been good for Cameron and I because we didn't have to go out in the world. We got to kind of just focus in on the important moving forward stuff. And this project is so much fun, thinking about the possibilities of doing art shows on camera and doing art on camera.
I need to figure out a way to do...
And involving people. I mean, that's just a cool idea. This is so... I don't want to say it's historic, but I think the technology to be able to do this is miraculous. And after this thing where all the musicians are playing, we're going to have a whole new business model that's accepted by everyone, you know?
I need to figure out a way to do Corona Cam this or something, like the on-camera filmmaking.
Corona Cameron.
Yeah.
No, drop the Corona.
Yeah, we'll have to drop the Corona thing. But that'd be cool, but in the same way that you're improvising as you're going.
Yeah.
And building stuff together with the audience.
Yeah.
I would love a bigger enough audience that we're able to pitch ideas out frequently.
Well, we'll do it on a new segment on the Corona Cam, or on our show. If we people y'all keep sharing us, we appreciate it.
Yes, please share us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share us on Facebook and the YouTube, and comment and subscribe and do all the lovely things, because the more you do that, the more likely it is that we can keep doing this. We can bring in new people. Please invite your friends. That would be awesome if we could see some of your friends in here.
It is cool to have new people over to the studio. It's weird. It's just like they were coming over.
We need to have some new blood in here. Not that we need to, but it's good, because then we can then they can order some prints and we can keep the show going. That'd be cool.
And we've got a bunch of Cameron got some contracts this week, doing some music videos too. It's not just me. This Corona Canvas thing, people are starting to see his skill level. Cameron's been making films professionally for over 10 years. I think he started out making films. I think you showed the 5th this morning. You want to show a clip from that?
No.
Oh, that was cool. He made a film in high school. Was it in
No,
high school or right
no,
after?
it was right after high school. The first summer of college.
Yeah, that was cool, man. They filmed it over at our house, and or some of it, you know. And so some of these businesses have changed so much because it was filmed right around Burleson here. You'll notice a lot of his videos are filmed around here and in Fort Worth and Dallas.
For whatever reason, a lot of my movies involve like a forest or an empty field or like a abandoned barn